Aloha my friends, Kristina here, and I'm so happy to share with you 3 meals I am currently enjoying every week. Summer is here, which means I'm in the mood for things that are juicy, hydrating, sweet, savory, delicious, and quick. Let's be honest, you don't really want to spend that much time inside prepping food when it is beautiful outside. You want to get outside and enjoy the day, and you also want to be able to fully partake in all of the delicious fruits and veggies that are currently in season. So my intention with this video today is to share with you my top 3 favorite current recipes that I'm enjoying in hopes that you will enjoy them yourself. You'll share them with your family, your friends, or you'll be inspired to make your own renditions of these recipes. Something that I have been trying to encourage more in my recent videos is for you to start incorporating one plant-based meal or one fully raw vegan meal in your day. And the benefits of doing this are simply endless. They're physical, they're mental, they're emotional, they're spiritual. Everyone can benefit by incorporating more fruits and vegetables into their diet and by incorporating one fully raw vegan meal a day or more plant-based meals into your daily routines. So I hope these recipes inspire you to make more plant-based meals. I hope they get those juices going for you. I'm gonna be using my Vitamix blender and food processor to make these recipes today. You will need a blender and a food processor. I get asked all the time what my favorite blender is in the kitchen, and hands down, it's a Vitamix blender. My favorite Vitamix blender is the A3500. It's the newer base. And I recently got the food processor attachment to go with it, and it's a game changer. This is the best of the best when it comes to blending and preparing food. And the food processor also comes with other blades, so you can make so many different types of texturized things with your veggies. It's so much fun. So not only can you blend up dressings and soups and creamy things, but you can use the food processor attachment to make things like salsas and pestos, like we're gonna be doing today. Just a quick announcement for you, Vitamix has some really crazy, amazing sales that are happening right now. And I know that they won't last, so I've included that link below in the description for you. If you end up watching this video after the sale ends, don't worry, I'm gonna keep updating the link below in the description so that it always takes you to where their best sales are happening. So you can always reference the link that's in the description below, and if you use this link, it will give you free shipping on your orders of $50 or more. Also, my link in the description below will give you $100 off the Venturist blender, and that's an evergreen link for those of you who at any time want to get $100 off the Venturist machine. It's there for you. For those of you who want to have a Vitamix in your kitchen to do all of the things that an A3500 does, but get $100 off and have a refurbished version of this blender, please use my link below. It also comes with a smaller portable smoothie cup holder that you can blend on top of the base, as shown here. So if you've had your eyes on a Vitamix and you've been looking to get one, now is the time to jump onto those sales. Please use the link in the description below. And there's also an evergreen link to get $100 off the Venturist machine below for you as well. So let's go ahead and jump into these delicious recipes today. Are you ready? Let's get started. If we're talking about simple, sweet, refreshing, hydrating, and delicious recipes, then we have to start off by making some very yummy banana mango ice cream. The best part about this recipe is that there are only 2 core ingredients, and more, of course, if you'd like to add. You can use a high-speed blender to make this recipe, but I'm gonna be using my food processor just to make it a tad bit smoother and easier. When ready, go ahead and add into your food processor approximately 3 to 4 ripe frozen bananas. You peel them when they're ripe and then you freeze them after. And you can add in as much frozen mango here as you would like. If you've been watching some of my previous videos, then you know that mangoes are in season here in Hawaii, and I am in mango heaven. I have an abundance of mangoes, and I have been making a lot of mango banana ice cream. Add these ingredients into your food processor, and if you'd like, this is optional, you can also add in some vegan protein powder. I really love Sun Warrior's collagen building protein peptides because it helps my hair and my nails to grow long and strong. I prefer the vanilla in this recipe, it just tastes better to me, but since I'm out, I'm gonna use the chocolate today. You can use whichever one that you'd like. I'm not gonna add any water, any coconut water, any liquid to this. I'm gonna keep this very thick. So once your ingredients are added into your food processor, go ahead and pulse this until it reaches that creamy texture that you desire. How mouth-watering is this nice cream? Look at this! 2 ingredients will give you this texture, and it is to live for. One thing that I love so much about nice cream is that you can enjoy it at any time. It can be a breakfast, a lunch, a snack. It's cool and refreshing, and it's perfect to enjoy in the heat. This recipe is always a winner. And if you'd like to add some toppings on top of this nice cream, you can as well. You can always sprinkle on some coconut flakes or some raw granola, whatever you'd like. If you don't have mango, you can always use fresh berries or whatever fruit you have in season. How yummy does this nice cream look? Eating nice cream is one of my absolute favorite things of all time, not just in summer. I hope you give this recipe a try and that you love it. I hope this recipe shows you how simply delicious it is to eat a plant-based meal. It doesn't have to be complicated. Eating banana and ice creams is one of my favorite things of all time, not just in the summer. I hope you are able to make this recipe and that you enjoy it as well. Next up, we're gonna be making a sweet and spicy mango salsa. For those of you who know me know that I love salsas, especially in the summer when I have so many different varieties of peppers to use. I've just picked so many delicious peppers from my garden, everything from sweet ones to spicy ones. I have cayenne peppers and ghost peppers, all different kinds of peppers growing, and I'm gonna be using them in my salsa today. This recipe is best used when using a food processor. You can blend it, but it will not come out the same. To have a really good, thick, chunky salsa, you want to use a food processor blade. You can always turn on your blender and put it on the lowest setting so that it just kind of mulls it a little bit, but a food processor is always best for this recipe. I love to use this salsa as a dressing for my salads. I even love to add some guacamole in there and mix it up with my greens. It tastes amazing. It's almost like a burrito bowl. You can also chop up a crudité platter and use this as a dip or a salsa and eat it with leafy greens. I love eating salsa with leafy greens. And your crudité platters can have anything from cucumbers, zucchinis, bell pepper, fresh greens, carrots, whatever you like to use as something to dip with. So when ready, go ahead and add into your food processor approximately 1 to 2 ripe, juicy mangoes peeled. These are from my neighbor's tree, and when I tell you that I'm obsessed with how sweet and juicy these are, I am not kidding. Approximately 1 cup of cherry or grape tomatoes, a small handful of cilantro. You can add as little or as much cilantro as you like. 1 bell pepper, you can use a green one or a colorful one like an orange one. I just picked these from my garden outside. A half of 1 red onion, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, the juice of 1 lime or lemon, and if you'd like, you can add in some spicy pepper. I'm gonna be adding in a half of 1 cayenne pepper and a half of 1 jalapeno. All right, let's go ahead and do it, why not? Holy schmoly, it's about to get hot in here. And last but not least, you can add in a teaspoon of pink salt and a pinch of black pepper. Go ahead and pulse this in your food processor until it reaches a salsa-like consistency. Woo! Ay, 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 how good does this look? My mouth is watering just looking at this. Once you've made your salsa in your food processor, you can pour this into any serving bowl of your choice. How colorful does this look? This recipe is simple and quick. You're ready to go. Once you've poured your salsa into your serving dish, it is ready to enjoy. This recipe is simple and quick. You can add this on top of a salad, or you can simply dive right on in with some raw vegan crackers or any of your crudité. When I say that this salsa is to live for, I mean it. It stores well in your refrigerator for up to 3 to 4 days in a sealed, tight container. I hope you love this salsa recipe and that it becomes one of your absolute favorites. Next up, we're gonna be making a Thai cinnamon basil pesto pasta. One of my favorite parts about summer is the availability of different variety herbs that you have access to. For instance, in the summer, I grow so many different kinds of basil and they just grow in abundance. I love growing fresh basil in the summer. And for something like a pesto recipe that I'm gonna be sharing with you today, you can bring so much more flavor and savor to a recipe simply by adding in different varieties of that herb. And in this case, I'm not just gonna be using a sweet or a holy basil. I'm gonna be using my Thai basil, I'm gonna be using cinnamon basil, I'm gonna be using some lemon basil. I'm gonna be adding in so many different kinds of basil into this pesto, and I invite you to use whatever varieties of basil that you're able to find. And if you can't find basil, add in some cilantro, add in some parsley, mix it up, and really have fun with your herbs. Herbs are not only such a great way to add flavor into your sauces, your pestos, your dressings, but also they contain so many nutrients. They're rich in minerals. They're just amazing for you all around. Herbs are a winner. I'm gonna be using kelp noodles for this recipe, but if you don't have access to kelp noodles or if you don't wanna use kelp noodles, you can simply make zucchini noodles or cucumber noodles using a spiralizer. I'm using kelp noodles for this recipe just because I want a little different texture. And the first thing you'll need to do for this recipe is, number one, get your kelp noodles and take them out of the bag, and you'll want to soak them in warm water with freshly squeezed lime or lemon juice and pink Himalayan salt. Now, you'll notice here that my noodles are very, very soft. This is what we're looking for. We don't want a crunchy noodle. We want something that's soft, like angel hair pasta, right? And this is what you will get with kelp noodles if you soak it in warm water, just light warm water with lemon juice or lime juice and pink salt. After that, you'll strain the kelp noodles and then we will make the pesto. I recommend using a food processor to make your pesto. I'm gonna be using the food processor attachment on my A3500 Vitamix base. Also, for those of you who want to reference the exact ingredients of this pesto, I've just added it to my Fully Raw recipe app for you. It's featured on the homepage, so you can go check it out and you can make this pesto anytime. We're gonna be making a good amount of this pesto, so don't feel like you have to use all of it in here if you don't want to. This actually saves really nicely in the refrigerator in a sealed jar or container for about 3 days. So make as much pesto as you'd like, and then you can use it throughout the next couple of days if you want. Something to have on hand, easy to grab and go if you're going somewhere in the summer. Pesto is just this. So when ready, go ahead and add into your food processor approximately 1 cup of raw macadamia nuts, 4 to 5 cloves of raw peeled garlic, the juice of 1 lime or lemon. I want my pesto to have a little kick to it, so I'm adding in a baby poblano pepper. You can also add in some green bell pepper. As much basil as you would like to add here, I'm adding in a huge handful of holy basil. I'm also adding in a huge handful of Thai basil and a little bit of lemon basil and cinnamon basil. 2 to 3 heaping tablespoons of raw tahini or raw mac nut butter, about a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, and a pinch of black pepper. Pulse this in your food processor until it takes on the consistency that you would like. You can also use a blender to blend this up and make a creamy pesto. You'll notice that I'm not using oil in this recipe. Look at this insane pesto. How gorgeous is this? How fresh, delicious, the smell. Oh my gosh, I cannot get over the smell right now. It's delightful. Once your pesto is ready, you can go ahead and pour it over your kelp noodles and mix it in. I am getting hungry just watching this right now. I wish you could give this a try because it's exploding with flavor. Once your pesto is mixed with your noodles, you can go ahead and plate this in any bowl of your choice and you can dive on in. I wish you could try this pesto with me right now. The flavor is explosive. I'm warning you, this recipe is addictive, and once you try it, you might be eating it every night or every other night because it is so good. And remember, you can always save this pesto to use in another recipe for later. Pesto is such a fun, versatile summer recipe. This recipe is filling and will satisfy all of your cravings. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and I hope it becomes a favorite of yours as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, these noodles are so good. So yummy. I will say this though, I left the stems on the basil and it probably would be a little smoother had I taken the stems off and just did the leaves, but still so delicious.
I probably have food all over my face now.
If these recipes have looked delicious to you, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button because there is only more goodness to come. If you're interested in checking out Vitamix blenders, their current sales happening, or even getting $100 off their Venturous blender, please check out the links below. They're there waiting for you, and if you use that link, you'll also get free shipping on orders of $50 or more. If you're looking for more raw vegan recipes, please download my Fully Raw Vegan recipe app. There are more than 450 raw vegan recipes waiting for you on my app. It's available on iTunes and Google Play. The initial download is free, and then after that, you can choose between a monthly or a yearly subscription. Those links are below for you. Enjoy and thank you. I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of this delicious pesto pasta, and I hope that you get to go and nourish yourself as well. Thank you so much for being a part of my community. Thank you for being passionate about health and wellness with me. I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Sending you my hugs and my love.